and welcome to Lesson Zilla. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use ProfWiz. It's a free software to transfer between profiles. So when it comes to user profiles, there are several types of user profiles, as you probably know. If you did not know, you've got local user profiles, which exist only on the local user computer that you're using. And then obviously you've got domain user accounts, which are user accounts that you can use to log into any domain joined computer. And obviously the cloud version of that, when it comes to Azure, you've got Azure AD joined devices, which works essentially the same way. As long as the device is connected to the Azure AD, you can use your Microsoft account to log into those computers as well. So in your IT lifecycle, you might start up with a local user account, and down the road you might want to domain join your computer, and then once your computer is domain joined, you will have to log in using a domain user account. And when you first log in to your new user account, all the customizations that you had with your previous local user account is gone, and you will have to start everything from scratch, from creating your Outlook user profiles to customizing your softwares, updating your links, reinstalling particular softwares, and etc. etc. Basically, you'll be forced to do all your customizations again on the new user profile. So what Profile Wizard helps you to do is it helps you to transfer your customizations, personalizations from one user profile to another. In this particular example, I'm going to show you how to do that. I've got a Windows 10 virtual machine, and let's go ahead and download ProfWiz. At the moment, this virtual machine is just running a local user account called Tech Admin, and later on I'm going to domain join this to Azure. So I'm going to Azure AD join this device, and I'm going to log into this device using my Microsoft account, and I'm going to transfer across my personal data and customizations over to the new user account. So let's go ahead and download ProfWiz. I actually have it here. I'll put the link in the description box below. Let's go ahead and download the free version. Let's go ahead and install it. Wonderful. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and enable the local administrator account on this virtual machine, and actually do a password reset. Okay, I forgot to open it as administrator. Let's go ahead and do that again. Okay, so I've just reset the password of my local administrator account, the inbuilt administrator account. On top of that, as I mentioned before, I've got a local user account named Tech Admin, and now I am going to activate the local inbuilt administrator account as well. The reason I'm doing this is because I need to log in as a local administrator when I'm doing the actual transfer. So the source account and the destination account needs to be left alone, and you need to have another third account, or you have to use your inbuilt local administrator account to actually run the software and transfer the profile from local user account to the Azure AD user account. Wonderful, so that's all done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to put certain bookmarks in here just to show you an example on how the customizations are going to come across. As you can see, I've got Google there, so I'm just going to go and put a couple of bookmarks. Okay, that's also done. Yep, so I've got a couple of bookmarks over there, and let's just go ahead and just so that I can show you how OneDrive also comes across, I'm just going to go ahead and log into my OneDrive. Okay, and done. That's great. Okay, I'll close that. Okay, so I've got some syncing, my personal OneDrive, as well as I've got my tenant OneDrive that's mapped. And let's see if I can actually go ahead and sync a SharePoint library, so I can show you how it comes across to the new Azure AD user profile. Right, so I've got this demo site in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just sync the document library of this demo site. All right, seems like it's all underway, and if I go into my file explorer and I can show you here, so I've got all the files syncing over here. So my OneDrive is set up, I've got a couple of bookmarks, and those are the only customizations that I'm going to do just for this video, so I can show you a couple of examples. Now let's go ahead and domain join this device to Azure AD. So I'm just going to go in here, accounts, access workforce call, connect. Just going to select join this device to Azure Active Directory. I'm going to log in as the user. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and join the device. Wonderful, so the device is Azure AD join at the moment, and I should be able to log into this virtual machine using my Azure AD account. Now, just so that you guys are aware, I'm just gonna show you what are the user accounts on this computer. So I've got a local user account, tech admin, and now I've got a Azure AD account of the same user. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transfer my personalizations, customizations from my old existing local user profile over to Azure AD user profile. And I'm going to log into administrator, the inbuilt administrator account, and run ProfWiz from there. So let's just go ahead and bear in mind that actually I forgot to mention that you need to sign out from the existing account, whatever that may be, and sign back in using your Azure account. It needs to be logged in at least first time, so it shows up in the list of accounts when you're trying to run ProfWiz. So let's just go ahead and log in to my Azure AD account for the first time. Okay, hopefully it doesn't take too long. All right, let's just go ahead and, okay, let me just approve this MFA prompt. Let's set up a pin. I think we're almost done here. Yep, wonderful. So as you can see, it's a brand new user profile. The customizations and the settings that you had saved in your previous local user account hasn't transferred across. Let's just go ahead and I'm just going to show you just to make sure. It's nothing. The SharePoint side that we synced to the File Explorer, that's not showing as expected. And on Microsoft Edge, the bookmarks that you had set up, they're not showing there either. So it's a brand new profile. Now let's just go ahead and just going to close this browser window. Actually, never mind. Let's just go ahead and sign out from this account as well. And now I'm going to log in as the local administrator. Okay. Always make sure you put // so it directs the login to the local computer. Otherwise, it's going to default into Azure AD. So in this case, it's administrator. Just going to enter the password, log in as the administrator. I hope ProfWiz has been installed across all profiles, otherwise I'll have to download it again. Okay, let's see. Profile. Right, unfortunately, it hasn't been installed on all user profiles. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and I think there's an issue with my virtual machine. The graphics are looking all messed up. Let's just try to restart it. Let's see if we can run the good old Internet Explorer. Not liking this at all. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's go. Search for profile wizard and Forens or Forens IT. Let's just go ahead and download profile wizard. All right, it's done. Okay, so this is the important part. Apologies. Let's just go ahead and click next. Now in here, you're going to see all the user accounts. Now if I expand this, you're going to see this one here in the middle. This is the local user account. It's clear because it's got the device ID or the device name, and then you've got the current account that I'm logged in as the local administrator. This is the inbuilt local administrator account. Then obviously the brand new user account that we logged in once we joined this device to Azure AD. So in here, you're going to select the source account, which is the local user account on this machine, which is this one. Click next. And in here, it's going to default automatically to the Azure AD tenant. Now, this is my test tenant. That's why it's showing as student. Now, if it was a company named ABC and you've got abc.com as your Azure AD tenant, the customized domain, it'll show as ABC company or whatever that your branding is, or however you've set up your Azure AD. The name will show up here, and obviously this is the local machine. So I'm going to go ahead and select my Azure AD, and Azure AD, this should be ticked. It's automatically ticked at the moment. It's joint domain, so just leave these settings as it is, and you obviously want to set this new account as your default login account, so just leave those settings as it is and come in here and type your username for your Microsoft account or your Azure AD user principal name. Usually it's the email address, but they're two different things. Let's just go ahead and type the email address. Okay, that's done. And I'm just going to go ahead and click next. To migrate Azure account to Azure AD, you must provide a file listing. Okay, I've just unticked joined domain, and let's see if that's gonna. Okay, this is a new error. All right, there was a issue with admin at. My apologies. Okay, tech test 850. Admin at Texas. Okay. All right. Apologies, guys. So, yep, leave the settings as it is. Make sure that you have entered the correct UPN of the Azure AD account and click next. There we go. It's working fine now. So this is going to go through a process, and basically it's just going to restart the computer. Wonderful. So you'll see this message here, migration complete, and then click next. And you'll see the migration successful, and your computer will sign out. Just going to go ahead and click finish, and I'll just wait for it to restart. All right, so I'm just going to log into my Azure AD account. And in here now I'm expecting to see my customizations. There were two that we did on the local user account. We put a couple of bookmarks on Microsoft Edge browser, and I downloaded a SharePoint site to the local file explorer, the local machine as well. So we'll see once we logged in, we'll see if those customizations have come across. While we wait for this guys, I just wanted to point out that if you're transferring Outlook data files like from one user profile to another, it is not going to work. Same with some other specific applications. But for the most part, Profile Wizard works fine. With Outlook, you just have to create a new Outlook profile and just delete any old ones, and you will be good to go. It looks like I have to set up the pin again. Just entered the same pin twice. Okay. All right. Let's just go ahead to the File Explorer and see if you can see the SharePoint folders. Yep, they all have come down, which is great. That's wonderful, and you'll keep getting these messages saying settings was changed. That's because of Profile Wizard transferring all the files across. So I'm just going to go ahead and log into my OneDrive again. And also, let's just go ahead and check the Edge browser to see if yay! Wow. So all the bookmarks have also come across. And if I had any third-party softwares which I had used and made any customizations, those, depending on the directory of the installation, those softwares will have been transferred across over to the new Azure AD user profile as well. So yeah, use ProfWiz and let me know what you guys think about it. It's a free software, so we can't really complain much. It gets the job done at the end of the day. And an easier way to transfer across customizations that are too painful for you to do from scratch. As I mentioned before, Outlook will probably won't work. You'll have to set up Outlook on the new user profile as a new Outlook profile, but I think the rest of the applications, customized settings, personalizations have always come across during my previous testing as well. I've used this software on production environments as well. It tends to throw out errors here and there, but always good to have the option, but you always have the option to manually set everything up from scratch as well. So thank you very much for watching my video. Please do subscribe for my channel. If you learned something new today, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends. I'll catch you guys up with another one next week. Thanks for watching again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.